Is that visible? Alright, cool. Yo, this is so annoying how they always do this stupid ass orientation bullshit. But you know what? Gosh, yo, this is crazy. It's crazy how you have to really start the whole stream over just to get the proper orientation. But I'm kind of to the point with this right now where I really don't even think it matters with smoking in the dark because there's no real video. So as much as I dislike making video in portrait mode, it's cool. It is cool. So in this one I have a strain called John Connor. I think it's pretty new. It is very high in THC, but I decided to, I've been contemplating back and forth on whether or not to make a smoking in the dark. So this is called John Connor, but from getting through probably like almost a half ounce now, I've found it to be more properly titled as King Louis the Third, just because it has it's just because it is very similar to King Louis in just about every way, except it just seems to be way stronger. And for those of you that don't know, King Louis is a pretty balanced. King Louis is pretty balanced. So much so that I don't even really. I really don't smoke King Louis that much, just because it just seems to be kind of dull to me. But with that in mind, it's like this John O'Connor. If it was named King Louis, it could have been called Super King Louis. I wouldn't have bought it, but because it's called John Connor, I ended up buying it, and I just found it to be Super Louis because it's totally balanced. It is very powerful and potent or whatever, for whatever it's worth. But this is like DC. This is sourced from DC, and basically the fashion of like DC cannabis, if you get it on more of like the higher end, it's gonna be like super dense. Gosh, I'm so upset that this camera is in this stupid ass mode, but I don't even care. But yeah, like DC weed is like very dense, and I think a lot of I always speculate as to where they get the potency from. I always question growing practices because it's like smoking this stuff. I'll be honest, like it's not like the dirtiest material. It does burn kind of clean. It's just a lot of times when it's really dense, it doesn't necessarily burn clean enough in my eyes. for like what I know cannabis to really be, like what I know cannabis can be, it just again it just doesn't seem like they really flush the products really well. And it's wild because I was I wonder if I should even show what I'm smoking. I feel like I shouldn't for whatever reason. Let me go ahead and show you this. Hold on. Let's show you this. All right. All right, cool. So freaking annoying, I swear. So let's see if this is even visible. Hardly visible. Hold on. But I'm just gonna show you this really quick and then I'm gonna start talking about something. But here, look. This is what I have. Oh my goodness. This even visible. Is it visible? So this is it. I mean, it's all right. But yeah, I just noticed like whenever in this area, whenever you get something that is like whenever you kind of, oh wow, somebody said hi. I guess somebody said hi. But yeah, whenever you get something that's like quote unquote high in THC from DC, a lot of times it'll be very heavy, and I really question like how, if it's like all kind of like organic, because it doesn't exactly burn clean all the time. A lot of times the product will be heavy, but it'll still burn like jet black, which is a sign that's some sort of flushing issue. I was sitting here looking at this information. Every now and then I kind of check in to see like where a lot of the cannabis videos are in terms of like their production. How are these people making these videos? Like, how is this sort of, how are these, they like to call them creators, making these videos around weed. And I mean, for the most part, they still seem to be more or less in the matrix. The genre hasn't necessarily seemed to flourish that well, and they're kind of at the point where it's like they still haven't really recognized the differences between synthetic and pure. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of these people are like industry people that are more or less inside people, not necessarily like people that are like really like making videos like as like pure independent people. Because like, I don't know, I mean, I watched some of the stuff that they put out, and It's like I saw this one video. This dude was like, "This cost $100 a gram," and like I looked at what he was showing, and in real life, all he was showing was just organic, like pure grade. What he ended up showing people was basically what I put was basically the quality of the stuff of what I grown and I put on stream, and it's basically the quality the same quality of the stream that they took down, which is pretty much just like pure grown. So it's like looking at their little videos and stuff. I because I've seen genres develop throughout YouTube periodically throughout my life, and I can recognize by the way that the videos are being made, like what they're trying to more or less gear up to do with the whole entire genre. Similarly, like I said, because I've seen it plenty of times, like I've seen it, I've seen sort of fitness evolve and develop throughout YouTube over the years. Electric cigarettes was one of them for a while. So I kind of like know like how they're trying to like develop audiences and stuff like that. I kind of can like see it from more like a business perspective, and because you've seen it before, you're able to more or less like identify like the industry people, and you kind of know what's real and what's not real. And the overall feedback that the overall synopsis I've come to with it is they're pretty much just dilly dallying in a territory of products that aren't exactly legal. And they're also doing it on a platform that's supposed to be like for like everybody. So they try to like dumb the information down to a fashion that's similar to everything else that's already out there. But because they're like lying, or maybe because they're like inside people from the jump, there's no actual like organic creation behind anything. So it's more or less like you can see the intention behind the information. Like it's clear, like you clearly are able to know like, okay, these people are selling a product. It's not like when people are doing things from the heart and they're like telling you about something that they're like interested in, because we've seen it like so many times before with like so many different things on YouTube. So I don't know. I guess to say like none of the videos are really true. A lot of them seem to be more or less disingenuous. So it's to the point at now where it's like, is the genre actually going to be able to become anything? And honestly, I don't think it is. Aside from like a couple of people growing a little bit of stuff here and there, the grow videos seem to be doing well, but they're not even true. It's like to the way the game is nowadays. Like you get this stuff, you get these seeds, you try to grow like they do on YouTube. These people be damn near in full crop by like week number 8. You sit here and grow these plants by week number 8. You most likely will at that point probably be in bloom, like the beginning of bloom, and you'll have another 10 weeks to go. So, yo, So yeah, right now just making this coffee. I decided in this one not to cover the view counter because I guess I gotta get used to just being able to talk without getting like confused and or whatever. Whenever I notice someone is watching, I feel this inclination to start rambling and stuff. So yeah, I'm just making coffee. Kind of kind of divided right now because it's 4:06 in the morning, and it's like if I start smoking, I could always go back to sleep. But it's like if I drink this coffee, then I'm pretty much in for the I'm pretty much up for the day. So I don't know. But I want to talk about a couple of things. Sort of fleeing thoughts that kind of loom in my mind that led me to start streaming today. Cause I'll be honest, like I look back at my smoking in the dark videos, like a lot of them, and I'm like, dang, like I gotta edit this or like I gotta edit that. I can't say I'm particularly like proud of them, but it's like one of these things where it's like if I don't make like stuff like smoking in the dark, I don't want to say like I won't have a chance to actually talk to anyone, but I can't just sit here and just be like on some like old school time of being like, oh man, like if I don't have something exactly perfect to say, if I don't have this whole entire well thought through theme that's gonna be so interesting and attract all of these views, like then I'm not gonna make a video. Like I can't afford to do that. It's wild because there will be times like throughout my life where I have a more of a regular flow of life, and I'll be thinking to myself like I might be in a conversation, and I'll be thinking to myself like, man, I can make so many videos right now because my mind is just totally ready to like have conversations and stuff because I'll be talking with people all the time and I have all these thoughts in my head and I have all these experiences and I'll be like, man, I'm like so ready to make a video. Like, but see, the thing about those situations is a lot of them will be so personal to like the moment and stuff like that that like a lot of times you can't even speak on these things because you're in your mind you think like if you talk about this stuff like, it may be kind of provocative or whatever, but like you just kind of know that if someone would like to hear your analysis or whatever, they would personalize the situations. So it's like whenever you're in life and like things are like going like I guess the way that you feel like they need to go to, or you're having conversations that encourage you to make videos and stuff like that. It's just crazy because it's in those moments that you really you can't make videos. And then it'll be times like when you're on your own, when you're by yourself and you're like, oh man, all right, let me go ahead and say all this stuff that's on my mind. And it'll be those times where you'll be like, oh man, I don't have a good enough theme. I don't have a good enough plot. So then all this time will go by and then you won't have anything. So that's basically where I'm at with this smoking in the dark. This is crazy. I can never find this sugar. That's where I'm at with smoking in the dark. I may not have the best thing to talk about. I may not have the best thing to talk about, but if I don't make a video, then I'll just never make one. And at the end of the day, someone's gonna have to be good at talking and stuff like that. All right. So, have a lot of things to talk about. One thing that I've been thinking about talking about is just the state of the average person nowadays, and just how out of this world it's kind of become. Like, just hatred alone is at such an extreme in the regular public that it's like I don't want to go as far as to say you don't even want to go out anymore because it just seems to be too much of a saying nowadays. Like people be like, I don't even want to go out anymore. You know what I mean? Like something doesn't go their way. Like I don't even want to talk to anyone anymore. Like I don't really want to make it like that, but it's damn sure is getting harder and harder day by day. Like everything is getting harder and harder day by day, and it's for no reason. And it's just crazy because like just yesterday I'm over here playing Tekken, and I'm just doing whatever I'm doing, but it's just crazy like just knowing that there are people that literally just sit there, watch you playing, like having a good time, and they're just so determined. They go crazy out of their way to try to like beat you out of games and stuff like that. It's crazy. Hold on, what's going on? I got another comment. My guy just straight up put in a red face emoji up. All right, so we about to get into this smoking. Let me show you what I got. This is my little this is my bong right here. It's a straight shooter, or better yet, it's a water pipe, and it's designed for speed. But yeah, average people are really on a level nowadays. Average people are seriously on a level. Honestly, I don't even know what to do about it. So here's a little insight with bongs and like how they work. Because again, I was watching some information on the internet. I I seriously watch these weed videos not because I'm genuinely interested or like thoroughly like trying to like understand stuff like, but because I just want to see what like people are doing, like what people are saying, like is this stuff even right? And it just kind of trips me out how there's like no sound information about bongs out there. Like I watched this video, trying to figure out, what's the difference, like what type of filtration the bongs do. And these fools literally had like this 10-minute video that was like completely non-conclusive. And I'm like, damn, it's just they can't even sit here and explain bongs right. Like these people so busy, like, and like I know what they're thinking. They're like, oh no, we're making these YouTube videos. We're trying to keep this traction going. You know, they do that typical like, let me go ahead and find an article. Like, let me go ahead, find an article, read it off, have the results be non-conclusive, and then just make a whole video off that. In short, what the bone does is it separates the large particles from the small particles. And one of the smallest particles is THC, and a lot of the the more the more harsher particles are things like smoke and stuff from like the leaf and like the stem. Those are going to be more of your larger, I don't know, carbon, whatever. And so as it goes through the water, as the smoke goes across other surfaces, a lot of like the smoke from the burning and stuff like that, and the smoke or whatever, it attaches to whatever surface it can attach to. And in this case, it will attach to the ice. It would also go through the bubble chamber, and it'll get stuck in the water. And this is why you notice that the lungs will always be darker at the bottom than they are at the top. Consequently, you technically, the side effects are a lot less pronounced, but because you're able to ingest more in a short period of time, it nets a stronger effect. Overall, you end up saving purely because of the efficiency of what you're burning. So here's the thing. I'm gonna go outside. All right. All right, Mook, relax. Let him go outside for 1 second. All right, Mook, come on. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about these people these days. It's so funny because in New York they always try to act like they'd be like you're not from New York. They'd be all crazy over it. Like they'd be trying to like prove these points. Like I'm supposed to be some sort of fashion thief or something like that. But it's just crazy because like Mook, I've had two dogs in my lifetime, and I had them before even going to New York. I have one dog named Mook and another dog named Poe. So it's just kind of funny how like my dogs really have these names. But like leave it to them, and like I never even thought of it before going to the Big Apple or some bullshit like that. All right. But yeah, these people, These people nowadays. Gosh, that was harsh. I mean, I'll be honest. I can't particularly say I've ever been like the craziest people person. I can never go as far as to say I'm like an introvert. But it's like throughout my life, I've always had like some friends. This has been the longest stint of my life where I haven't had any. And a lot of it just has to do with like the rate of betrayal nowadays. It's like these fools nowadays. It's like I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's a matter of me being smarter or these people being dumber. But it's just like it just seems like nowadays people can't wait to like betray you. Like dudes can't wait to like sell you out to some girl nowadays. Like dudes is like the most scandalous out here, and it's just like everyone is always acting like super like triple covert. And then being in Virginia doesn't do anything besides compound this out. Like just recently, they sat over here and they voted to have like gerrymandering in Virginia, and it's like this dude did analysis on like where all the votes came from, and they all came from Northern Virginia. They all came from like where I'm from, Arlington, Falls Church, you know what I mean, Fairfax County. All these people over here voting for gerrymandering, and it's like for what? Then on top of that, these people supposed to be Democrats. These for as long as I could ever remember, that was one of their biggest talking points. Is how like Republicans use gerrymandering to like cheat elections out, and like here these fools are literally doing this before the election, and it's just pitiful because over here in Virginia, the way that the votes are breaking down is like the votes are they're being slightly edged out by Democrats, which means that Republicans are matching their vote. But what you have to understand is that Republicans don't ever come out. So if Republicans actually do come out in numbers, it means that something is wrong. And the fact that they literally came out like that, it's just crazy. These people out here are crazy. It's like, what are they doing this for? And these Democrats are straight up crazy. Like one thing is like I don't have any kids, and it is what it is. But in reality, I could not imagine having kids in Virginia and what they're doing in these school systems, and then also the fact that these people are voting the way that they're voting. Like this stuff has really gotten way too far out of control. These people are dead ass insane. And I mean, yeah, and then yeah, and Trump is crazy too. I'm just it is what it is. This man's over here writing this crazy stuff. Praise be to Allah and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like throughout Twitter, like posting these crazy pictures. Like, don't get me wrong, these people are crazy too, but like these Democrats are especially crazy. And so it's just like, as someone who can see what's going on the outside, just knowing that people are tied up in politics, it's like, look, at some point, some of you fools are going to have to become, at some point, some of you fools are going to have to face reality. And it just seems like they're both just a bunch of insane idiots to the point where it's like the government is out of control. It's to the point now where it's just like the entire government. Which now that I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize it's almost always been that way. But it's like when they don't have like a good president, it's especially the case. And it just seems like that's what we're at right now. These people are insane. These people are stupid and flat out these people are racist. Flat out racist. And I'm not saying that as like, you know, whenever a black man's not doing well or some, you know what I mean, everything's racist. Like no, this is straight racist. It's clearly covert racism, and they are both hard on it. And for that reason, I don't take any of them serious. It is just so crazy because like I see them, they try to like do all these little photo ops on the news and stuff like that to try to make it seem like black men are supposed to be like A, B, or C, but it's like when you actually know like the policies behind these people and like based and what's really going on where they're at and stuff like that, it's like who are these people? They do they just want to be on TV or something? Like it's just a joke. But you know, one thing I've come to realize in this day and age is like looking at the world and like trying to perceive it from like from like this '60s perspective is just not really where it's at. We're just more or less past that point. I mean, it's just to the point now where you just kind of just look at it and you're just like, man, how do people regress? And it's just crazy because you don't think that this is real life, and it's like you go outside and you deal with these people. These people are some straight up Looney Tunes. You know, these people are some straight up Looney Tunes. You sit over here, you just basically try to play Tekken. They over here doing the most. Like they literally like trying to antagonize you down to like your video games out here. Like, like it's like damn. Like last time I checked, nobody